The whole holiday thing is so blown out of proportion and just a big waste of everybody's bloody time and just a big reason for everybody to be unproductive and go further into debt for shit that they don't need, to buy presents for people that don't even like, to go to a party they don't even want to go to, TK, okay?
With people they don't even want to see.
That's right.
They should
Merry
just go
fucking
on
Christmas,
vacation for
right?
2 weeks around the holiday time and say, screw everyone. We're live. We're not live.
We're not live.
We're recording.
Recording, but you're too far. You're too far away.
The mic's hot. The mic's hot.
It's a hot mic.
But it's not a live mic. It's just the mic is on.
The mic is live, but we are not.
But we're not live. The mic is live.
The mic is live.
Yeah.
TK, but we are not.
We're recording.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the computer is recording.
The software, the bots are recording. This might be one of the closest times we've recorded to the actual presentation time.
Other than, yeah, probably actually.
Right? Yeah.
I think we
It's pretty late on a Saturday to be recording for us.
I'm pretty sure we did like a Saturday Night Live
Okay.
episode. Right?
Maybe not the latest. Maybe not the latest, but it's up there. It's up there.
It's up there. It's
yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
There.
I was away, and I'm back.
And you're back, like literally right off the goddamn plane. That's pretty crazy.
And there was no delays, which is pretty good. There was lots of people on vacation.
Lots of people on vacation.
Lots of people on vacation. They all seem to have enough money to go on vacation.
Well, it is astounding how much it costs and how different the price is depending on what day you fucking leave and come back. It is like,
if you leave on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or like New Year's Day or Eve, it's cheaper.
It's not even. Yeah, I'm leaving on. Jesus Christ. What was it there? I'm leaving on New Year's Day, man. And I saved
That's smart.
Like half price. What do I care when I go?
It's smart.
For me, it's better. No one is here. It's like a ghost town for me here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get stuff done. Thank God I got my project in India, because otherwise, man, like what the
Those Indians,
hell?
they don't know. They don't sleep.
They don't
sleep.
Hello?
It's Darryl Frankfort. Hello? Hi, it's Darryl. Hello? That's how it went for you a lot for the last couple weeks.
The last couple of weeks, it was literally, well, we'll get it to you. Is January 5th okay?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh man, like does nobody have urgency? No.
Zero urgency.
No urgency.
It's safe to say your level of urgency is higher, is greater than other people's sense of urgency for the things that you find important. It's just the way life goes, Darryl. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
How important is other people's stuff?
To me?
Does anyone? No. Well, sure. Let's start with that. Do you care what's going on in my life?
Yeah, well, there's.
Are you like, I hope TK made enough sales this month, and I hope TK's happy with the way he's looking today and his hair and everything else? Like, do you care? Do you think about me, Darryl?
I do think about you, TK. I mean, we are, pretty tied at the hip, and we are friends. So, I mean, of course I think about you. I mean, right. I don't think I think about you the way you think about you, or certainly I don't think about you the way I think about me.
Just give me an example of in the last 3 months, one time that you thought about my well-being, Darryl. I just want to know. And I wasn't around. Just what you're like, I really hope TK's doing okay. Just give me an example. Just one.
Well, I don't know that I should bring it up on the air, TK, but there are things that I think about when I think about you that I hope are fine. And I hope are, I always hope you're happy. But I'm not sitting there every day going, man, I mean, I hope TK is having the best life of of anybody of all time, I'm like, I hope everything's good for TK. I hope he's a happy guy. I think about lots of people like that, funny enough. But I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't really care about other people that much, right? Like, but
I think that's human. I don't think it's, it's
it's
common for everyone just to get a list of all the people. I wish you Merry Christmas, so you're on my Merry Christmas list.
well, big fucking deal. I mean, this Merry Christmas stuff is thrown around like it's meaningless. TK, people
What
are
do you
just
mean? Baby Jesus, Darryl. Baby Jesus.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm double subscribed. Do it yourself. Didn't get to fix the show, though. Didn't get to fix the show.
I don't know.
All
Listen, the
right.
whole holiday thing is so blown out of proportion and just a big waste of everybody's bloody time and just a big reason for everybody to be unproductive and go further into debt for shit that they don't need, to buy presents for people that don't even like, to go to a party they don't even want to go to, TK, okay?
With people they don't even want to see.
That's right.
They
Merry
should just go on
Christmas,
vacation for
right?
2 weeks around the holiday time and say, screw everyone.
Happy fucking
If
New
you're
Year.
not on this vacation with me, don't talk to me in the new year.
Can I tell you, we're leaving so early in the morning on the first that I'm so happy. I don't have to fucking go to a party for New Year's Eve this year. I don't have to think about it. I can go to sleep early. I don't have to watch a stupid fucking countdown that I'm like dying to get through till 12:01 so I can say, okay.
It is hard to get to 12:01. It is hard.
God, well, wait till you're my age, TK. I mean, you're a young pup. You're like
I'm doing
in shape and young. You're like, did you see the Superman video, TK? Did you see?
Yeah.
How great was that? I thought that was
I saw the Superman movie on the way home from on my vacation on the plane.
How fitting is that?
It was great. And being Superman himself, me personally, it was very fitting.
Ties things together.
Yeah, it just, I really felt like they made me look really good, strong, young, healthy.
People should go to our Instagram
less alien,
so that they know what we're talking about. I mean, that's the only place to see Superman TK action figure doll video, right? So, and TK, I mean, Instagram.
Yep.
Well, I can promise you it's there. It's there. So is the latest Dancing Darryl video. I don't know
I saw Dancing Darryl for the first time, actually. Yeah.
For the first time. Well, I think he first
Everyone
made an
mentioned it, and I said, Darryl, is there something you want to tell me?
Well, Dancing Darryl appeared in that commercial for the merch, if you remember, TK.
Oh, okay, that Dancing Darryl.
That's the Dancing Darryl. And so
okay,
now
I know that Dancing Darryl.
People probably can't tell because, I mean, listen, I like Donnie M. I think he's a good guy. His merch, I'm wearing it now. Can you tell? No, you can't tell because there's nothing on the front, TK.
There's nothing on the front. It looks comfortable.
It is so comfortable. I'm even wearing the t-shirt. Can you tell, TK?
How am I supposed to tell, Darryl?
You can't tell because there's nothing on the front, TK.
Okay. Well, I got our merch here, which, guys, if you're interested in buying our merch, this is one of the sweaters for the Canadian Real Estate Show. Support the cause. Come on, we're not making money off this. We're not making money off anything, actually. So for us to sell merch would be, great. So if you guys don't mind, go to the merch store. Check it out in the link below.
Help TK, the struggling realtor, out in the market where nothing. Haven't made a sale since you've been back from the Dominican?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
so in
I have an offer coming in.
So almost.
The more important thing is this.
Yeah.
When I was down there in the Dominican.
Yeah.
Times are tough right now. I'm not making those sales. And I wanted to go see some monkeys at Monkeyland.
Monkeyland?
Monkeyland. And when I booked, they said, well, why don't you just go and listen to the sales presentation and we'll give you free tickets to Monkeyland.
Oh.
And I thought long and hard. I said, this will be good content for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I went.
You went.
And I put myself through 2 hours of intense, high pressure. They say it's not timeshare, but timeshare-like.
Timeshare-ish? Hold on a sec. You already intended to go to this monkey thingamabob? Okay. Yeah. So this was just your
it's like a couple $100 a person, US, maybe you get that half price. I don't know, whatever it is. But the way that they positioned it to me was it would be worth my time going to the sales presentation. Right. So I signed up.
Fuck that. Sure.
I'll be here tomorrow morning.
I'm going to save $200 and buy a timeshare.
So I didn't buy a timeshare, but I did get to go through the first time going through the process. So first it's like the local kid, you know what I mean? Kind of just hustling to get people to show up to the thing, promising me all sorts of different things, not really doing his job the way he's supposed to. And just as long as he gets me to the door, he knows there's a chance that he gets his little commission, right? Then I get the nice, sweet local person who's a little bit more polished. They, go walk me through, and I quickly let him know that I'm not interested and I'm only here for the free monkey tickets. Right? And he said, well, I got to do my job. So then they bring me to the big boss. They send me up to the manager, go to this nice place, and I get breakfast. It's all inclusive, so it's not like I wasn't getting breakfast that morning anyways. I don't even eat breakfast. In fact, I didn't even eat that breakfast, but I was around people getting free breakfast. I had a tea.
The fuck?
So then they brought me to the big boss, and this guy's this big muscular guy, and he comes in, he's got his veneers, and he's got his waxed arms and his gold bracelets and his tattoo sleeves and his big muscles and everything else, and he starts talking, and I wasn't really listening to him. I said, hey, Brazilian? He said, how did you know? And that's not really how he sounds, because that's not Brazilian sound. But I said, I know if you're Brazilian back home. So we connected, but he just wanted to sell me. That was it. He didn't care about my feelings. When finally he realized he wasn't going anywhere, he smiled, I like off his fake teeth. And he passed me on to someone else. Then they brought me in the one with the big tits, the Venezuelan, you know? And she's hot, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I don't want anything. This is not going to work. Muscles didn't work. Tits isn't going to work.
I thought
I just want to go home. So then she did all the sweet talking. And then that's my so fake. It was like, somebody cannot be or so salesperson. This chick, okay? So finally they sent me off to the last guy telling me I'm clear. And I'm just like, going to get my stuff. I'm just like, counter. He's like, you get the free monkey tickets, right? He's like, you get the free monkey tickets. Thank you very much. He says, well, we have to do this. And he was still trying to sell me. And it went from like $100,000 with the big muscle guy down to like a $7,000 with the one girl to like $500 with this guy. And I'm like, listen, buddy, I'm just trying to get my monkey tickets. So finally he let me go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth guy, the sixth layer. And he gave me my tickets. All right. He gave me the tickets, but it was intense.
Well, TK, I mean, I guess there's that little happening here at home that we spent the whole show talking about timeshare scams.
But that's real estate related.
I suppose it's somewhat real estate related. And I suppose if you learned from our mistakes, you could come away with something. That seems to be the benefit of this show. If you really, if you have the ability to listen to this bloody mess, there are lessons there from pain from our past, TK. I don't know how much pain there is from your past, but there's a hell of a lot of pain from mine. TK is making a deal. He's getting an offer right now while I'm talking. It's the only reason why he's quiet, because he's doing something else. Otherwise, he'd be talking all over me right now. He's opening up a home. How come you're always sick, TK? Why are you always sick? What are you doing now?
I have a weak immune system.
You have a weak immune system?
Yeah.
Well, sorry to hear that, TK.
Yeah.
Did you take probiotics before you went to the Dominican?
I take probiotics regularly. Yeah.
That food there is leaves a little to be desired. No?
Good food. Good food.
Good food. Where are you used to eating, TK?
No, it's good food. We're at the Hard Rock. Like, no issues. Great food.
Oh, yeah.
Good restaurants. Tons of restaurants.
Oh, yeah. Dominican's an interesting place. Beautiful weather. That's for damn sure. Nice places. Great. Yeah. Nice places.
Lots of snow here while we were gone.
Lots of snow. Can't beat the price. But the food, TK, the food, little suspect, I got to say. Well, anyways, so let's talk about some stuff that people, if they're still here, maybe we should like fast forward through that part there, or put like a warning. Maybe a little warning. Now would be a good time if you're still here.
Put a little chapter note here.
A little chapter note here. Yeah.
Show
just
starts.
make a note for Aiden.
10 minutes in. 10 minutes in.
Start it here. Don't waste any time with it.
So what happened while I was gone, Darryl? Enlighten me. What happened in Canadian real estate while I was gone?
I don't really know. I mean,
I heard the population shrinking.
The
GDP is shrinking.
Dan Foch put out a tweet saying, nobody out there is talking about the population shrinking. And I sent him a video saying, like, here. And it was our video of us talking about it, TK, which you can see on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere, Spotify probably, right?
I bet you they got to like, comment, and subscribe though to get notifications by hitting the bell. So then that way,
if you want to get news early, if you want to get info early, if you want to talk about things that matter when they matter, well, they're happening, TK.
Yeah.
This is the place to be.
Like 3 weeks before we put the show out.
Jesus. I know, like some guys, I don't know how they do it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's really hard.
They sell too much real estate to be doing full-time, up to the minute podcast like me and you.
That's right. Yeah. We don't sell any real estate, do we?
we just do podcasts.
I'm not busy at all right now. I'm busy just wasting time talking to people every day that just want to know what I have to think, which is crazy, TK. And I just want to relax, man. But like people want to talk to me. So you know what, TK? I'm gonna start charging people. Okay. If you want to go to breakfast with me from now on, TK, except for you I'll still do for free. Okay.
I
But
appreciate that.
You you're on notice. It may not like terms and conditions may change. Okay.
You should
No,
just
but
do
seriously.
group breakfasts.
Well, I mean, that is in one of the tiered plans, TK, that you can pay. You know, it's only like a few grand a month if you want like pure access. You think people would do that, TK? Because people, they don't mind asking me to go for a coffee. And that's like, I mean, if I eat breakfast, that might cost them like $40 or something. You think it'd be worth spending thousands of dollars? Anyways, the point is, TK, I need a break, man. I need people to. No, you wouldn't pay?
I would, yeah.
I'd pay for your insights. Don't people pay a lot of money for your insights?
No, they only pay me for results.
Right,
fact,
but
they take my insights for free.
They take your insights for free, and then they give you a commission if they decide your insights are worth paying for.
No, they give me a commission if the results I provide for them are satisfactory to them.
Satisfactory to them?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be based on your initial insight spiel?
You would think.
You would think, but no. So what is it?
But there's plenty of people who take my insights and
tell you where to put them
and just go in another direction.
Well, I mean,
and that's fine too.
I don't know how people are people even putting their houses on the market now? Are we seeing even more people putting the house on the market?
I got a few coming up in early January.
That's what everybody's saying.
I'm beating the drum to get people on the market like ASAP.
And are they going? Are they listening to the beat of your drum?
One guy is. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if the other people are or not. Bottom line is, like, I'm only predicting that the market's going to have a little bit of a uptick in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe of January because of the last couple of years. But I mean, it doesn't like guarantee that that's going to happen.
Well, it doesn't seem like if you read the leaves out there, if you read the tea leaves, imagining an uptick in the near future seems like it's sprinkled with fairy dust, TK. Like that seems pretty far-fetched. Don't you agree?
Well, I'm not saying it's going to go up in the sense of like average prices across the board all start heading in a whole nother direction and people can rejoice in the fact that they, sold their home in January 2026 because that was the best time to do it. No. What I'm just saying is that there's going to be a pocket of time where there's going to be a lack of listings and that the buyers are going to be coming out. I got a few different areas that I'm shopping right now with some buyers. We haven't been able to find a property that's suitable for us, mostly like downtown west and midtown. And all of a sudden, all the property that we don't really like or we thought were overpriced, some of them we even made an offer on and, we just walked away because we thought that they're asking too much, sold over the last week or two.
Yeah. Really? How long were they listed for?
Months. And they were just sitting there, right? So again, all the listings dried up and that these really desperate buyers were out there saying, I need a house. I got to buy a house. There's not many options. Oh my God, they want 2.2 million for that house. Well, okay, just give it to them because we're going to be there for 20 years. So that does happen. That might have already happened. It might be past now, and it was like a pre-Christmas market that you had to sell in, or it could be in the first couple weeks of January, like it was in the last few months. It's hard to see. It'll be in retrospect that I can tell you.
How long in like a normal market should it take to sell something that costs $1 million? Like, what's the right amount of time for some? Like, really, forget about Toronto because it's
okay. Well, that's the caveat here. How long should it take to sell a property in like what location for $1 million? For $1 million in Rosedale versus $1 million in Oshawa is two totally different conversations.
Well, I think the point was more like it's a lot of money and it's a decision that should take a little bit of time and thought and due diligence. And, if there's not this weird thing pushing you to do it without thinking, like that FOMO, that like, oh my God, if I don't get this, my life is over. I'll never get a house, or there'll never be another one in here. Well, if there isn't that pushing people into the market and it's just like, okay, it's time to buy. There's lots of choices. Like, what do I want? Here's my checklist. We're gonna go until we find it. There's like lots of things to look at. I don't know, how long should this process really take? How long should things be on the market for? Because, it used to be 3 days, right? With the bidding war, you'd put it up and boom, it's sold, right? Firm offer and boom. And then condos would sell in a weekend.
Let's look at it from two different perspectives. One would be from a buyer, right? And two would be from a seller.
Okay. And those are different?
Yeah. So as a buyer, okay, if something comes onto the market, right, I'd rather it be on a little bit longer so the sellers have had a little bit of time to digest their fantasies, and that now we can go in there and we can start to really, uncover what is and what isn't. You know what I mean? Depending on the situation, price point, quality of the home, location, characteristics, things like that. As a seller, okay, I wouldn't want to be on the market too long, but I also wouldn't want to be on the market for only a few days. I'd want to be on the market for maybe like 2 weeks. So a buyer, I would say like 30 days. As a seller, about 2 weeks. Right? So that I know that as many people who could come and see the property have had an opportunity to come and see it, so that I'm not just selling it to the first Tom, Dick, or Harry who walks in the door after 3 days. You know what I said to people who sold their house in 2 days? They said, I sold my house in 2 days.
Yeah, you sold it for too cheap.
You should have seen it. I got 2 offers in 2 days. My agent's amazing. I say, I'm sorry to hear that.
When do you say this? This is not, this is more recent.
Anytime someone has told me in the last 5-10 years, maybe 5 years, I sold my house in 2 days. I said, I'm so sorry to hear that.
But didn't you
They
do
said
that?
no.
But didn't you set
Never
up?
once.
You never had a bidding war and it sold in 2 days?
Never once.
How is that possible? Because you let it be on the market for a week before the date?
Absolutely. Yeah. If it's selling that quick, I better put an offer date on it.
You better put an offer date on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 days, 7 days. What's the fucking difference?
How many people came in to see the property in 2 days?
Yeah, but people, you didn't
4?
even let people make an offer after
6?
1 day, right? You like, no bully offers. No bully offers.
Or you set the offer date, because now it's like, I might have underpriced this. Therefore, we're going to look at offers in another like 5 days from now. Thank you very much for your offer. But my seller just wants to make sure they get the most. And on the 27th at 6 p.m., we'll look at offers. If you're still interested, great. If not, go find something else.
But isn't that bananas that they could get to that kind of a point? Like that is this, but how can that be that houses are like going like that? They went so crazy that we needed bidding wars to sell them, because there was just such a demand, because there were so many people going after the same house, right? So few houses. How does it go to that, then go to this? Like, how is there just not a constant, steady stream of supply? How is it always so fucked up like this, that it's either a shortage or a crisis or a overbuild or it's like, how? I don't understand. Well, I do understand, but it doesn't make sense.
Are you following at all the like tokenization of real estate?
Is there something to follow at the moment?
Yeah, like how they're basically trying to put as much stuff on the blockchain as possible. So they're trying to BlackRock and the other, like, I don't know, powers that be,
If real estate now?
Everything, yeah. All assets.
Okay.
I think even like the stock market and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, how do you feel about, because we talked a lot about tokenization when it first started to happen, and that was a total blunder, right? Like they're basically, like they tried to tokenize real estate, they tried to tokenize NFTs.
It's not so I think, and I think we talked about this before. The part that I liked about that whole NFT or that whole tokenization thing is not the Bitcoin or the Ethereum or the token that's under it. It's the idea that you have a document that, is so well laid out and so transparent and visible that you can have an agreement that's made on this thing that everybody can agree on is legit, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't turn, it turned into like you needed Bitcoin for this shit, right? Or you needed Ethereum in order to have this stuff. So now,
I think Solana, they're trying to do with like
whatever the
USDC.
fucking, it doesn't matter. It's like, it just needed to be a tool to prove things, right? It was a proof thing. And it turned into like, okay, now not like it affected the value of the house, because if Bitcoin went to shit that it was on, right? Now, or whatever ledger or whatever, it was just a good form of ledger and data keeping or record keeping, right? But it didn't turn into that. And that's what it should be. It should just be like a digital deed to the property, right? A digital transfer, a digital contract, but it turned into stupidity. Why? What are they doing now?
It turned into stupidity. I just feel like that's where we're going. So this is like, I don't know, BlackRock has sold a bunch of Bitcoin. They're, tokenizing a lot of different assets. They're talking a lot more about USDC. They're talking a lot more about digital currency, so that people are controlling, the governments are controlling where the money goes. I don't know. We talked about that a lot before. I feel like it died down. It died down because of the whole 2022 market correction when NFTs like blew up in everybody's faces. And we were all like, oh, I guess that's not what it is. But I really think that we were just sort of a little bit early. I think that now that's going to be something that's going to be a lot more.
Well, they're pushing it now. They're pushing it now, but I think it's not because they want to tokenize assets in real estate. They're doing it now because the dollar's going to shit, and it's going to shit really fast.
Big time.
And they're using it as some form of a arbitrage play or a reset because I think our Chinese, I guess not their Chinese friends or debt enslavers. Well, I mean, we're not the States. We're not in the same category or league, or at the moment, we're not even on the same fucking team. It doesn't feel like, right? But they've got beef with that whole BRICS thing, and that is for real. And I don't know if you follow what's going on in the silver market and gold. Like,
silver's crazy right now.
Well, but there's all kinds of manipulation and there's all kinds of bullshit going on. And so it's all this stuff that is why I think, from what I gather, TK, and I don't gather much on this shit, but like, I think they're just trying to figure out a way to like bridge the gap between all this debt and the value of the US dollar and some other assets that, they can manufacture, a smooth transition into without losing the status of the reserve currency of the world, because that's a big fucking deal right now.
It is, but it also just seems like currency is going to be more and more worthless as time goes on.
Well, it's definitely all going to be more and more worthless.
Just think about, like, even when we talk about inflation being, a certain percentage and all that kind of stuff, just think about the examples in our life today of like what used to be a lot of money. We talk about it all the time. What was a lot of money? I had someone tell me that in order for a couple to live in Toronto, they got to make over $400,000 a year household net income comfortably.
To have a
400,000
before tax, for sure.
Before
I mean, you got to take home a couple $100,000, or you don't have even any savings. It's fucking nuts.
This is the problem, right?
This is a big problem.
We look at the cost of vehicles. You know what I mean? Like, what's the cost of a car? You know what I mean? Remember what $100,000 car would get you? Well, now it's $200,000 in order to get like a really nice freaking car.
We talked about it a while ago, and I don't think people realize. You see, in weird countries on the other side of the world where they go through hyperinflation, right? And so we didn't feel we printed more money in a few years than ever in the history of time, right? We didn't feel it because everybody did it at the same time, right? It wasn't just Zimbabwe inflating their currency into infinity. It was the whole world inflating their currencies into infinity together, right? So everybody just devalued their currencies to shit, right? And that's why assets went up and everything else went up, because the dollar is worth less than toilet paper in some places. I mean, look at vacations now. It's insane.
That was another example, right? Look, vacations.
Nuts.
Right? So I'm on vacation and I'm looking around and they're like, it's $4 for that bottle of water. It's $30 to go play that game. It's $80 for those little masks and goggles at the Monkeyland place. Like, it was just like outrageous pricing, like on all these different things. And I'm like, this is where I'm feeling inflation the most.
That's where?
Well, this is where I'm noticing it. Other places it's been incremental.
No,
right?
if you go out
so
for dinner,
you don't notice
go out
paying
for
a few
dinner
bucks more.
And you buy
go out for dinner.
Yeah, so when you go out for dinner and you buy steak, just for example, okay? Yeah. Steak used to be an expensive steak, was like $49, right? A really good steak was like $39, something like that. No, like an unbelievable steak maybe was $60.
Sure.
Now, you're like, the small fillet at the Keg is $69, for God's sakes, okay? You want a good steak somewhere, it's $150 if you want to actually be full after you eat the steak, right?
Yeah.
And then that doesn't include, they don't include sides. You got to
you don't go to the places that I go to, yeah.
Well, I don't know if we go to the same places, but the point is even within any price range of place, the jump in price for food is astronomical. It's insane and it's unfair. And then when you add in this new goddamn 20% tip on everything, it's another meal, for fuck's sakes. Okay. Like, I've paid some tips in the last week that I used to be able to feed the whole family for, right? Just the goddamn tip. It's insane.
If steaks are more than $60, $70 on the menu, I'm not going.
You're not going.
I'm not going. I'm good.
Well,
I'm good. I don't need to be at that restaurant. I got enough good food at restaurants with $40 to $60 steaks. There's plenty of good food out there.
Maybe, but I guarantee you that those are not the same tasting steaks. That's for damn sure.
I assure you, they taste just fine.
They may not even be beef, TK. You might be eating that fake meat shit. Right?
I did
for
though.
$40.
I did get the at the Japanese barbecue place there. I did get the Wagyu one.
Yeah.
The other day, which was a lot more money.
Was it $40, TK? Because maybe it wasn't
a lot more money. It was a lot more money. That's the only time that I ever did that, and it was nice.
Yeah,
and they tried to like bring me other meats. I'm like, listen, I paid for the Wagyu. Just bring me the Wagyu.
Yeah.
Another order, please.
I don't know if you're saying that right, and I don't know how to say it, but I feel like there's a good chance you're saying it wrong.
Yeah.
But the point is, I mean, that is a different level of meat, right?
Yeah.
You notice the difference. So, I mean, there is a reason why some of these restaurants charge a bloody fortune, but there's great service still. See, this is the fuck up, at least from my perspective, because I like going out and getting good service, right? Because, you know, I work hard and I want somebody to fucking wait on me when I'm going to give them a 20% tip. Maybe it's just me, but I like it, TK. I like it a lot. And so when I go, I like good service. It's one thing if the food is like really expensive and you get good service and the food is good and everything is good. I mean, it still sucks to pay that bill, but it's way more tolerable than when we went out this week with some friends. You want to hear a story? This fucking server, man, was such a little fucking asshole. It was ridiculous. This guy, I never seen, you know what, maybe I should, but this place was rated as one of the second best steakhouses in like the city. Okay. Linny's. It's called Linny's. And it was, I've been there before.
Shame on you, Daryl. Shame on you.
I was there before. Okay.
We got a lot of Linny's fans listening to the show right now.
Well, last time
I
was
there.
That's
my favorite steak. That's Alberto.
Amazing.
Alberto's a great server. What do you mean, Daryl? You must be a real jerk.
Well, that guy with the little Hitler mustache that was there the other night, he's a real dick.
He sounds like an Alberto.
I think he probably goes by Alberto just so he can act like a dick. Because Alberto, you're a dick. Anyways, TK.
Yeah.
The point is that I had to pay a fuck ton of money for shitty food and shitty service, and that's the worst thing ever. And you should be able to, like, my buddy with me is like, what are we gonna do, a 15% tip? Or I'm like, that 15% tip, that's like a normal fucking tip, right? This was shit, man.
10.
I said we should just fucking
20 is your standard all across the board.
Let's just run.
Happy. It's a great
let's just go right on the count of 3.
You send a message when you give them 10.
I think, well, that's what we did. We gave him 10, but God damn it, 10 was a lot of money on this bill, man.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And then we both had to give 10%. It's ridiculous. You know what? If you're a fucking waiter or you're in the service industry, like, what the fuck, man? Actually, that happened to me the week before too. But maybe it's me, TK. Maybe it's me.
I think you should, stop there. Stop there. Just with the one server. Just Alberto. Stop there. There's Alberto. He's the only
this other bitch at the keg. But anyways, TK.
Yeah. We're back.
We're back.
Back centered again now again. So here, let's focus on.
Did we talk about people leaving? Because we touched on it, and then we went off on 8,000 tangents, I think. But that seems to be a big deal because like 80,000 people left the country, more than came in.
That's like every guy I go meet with, every seller I go meet with, they're always saying the same things. Well, population's increasing, prices are going to keep going up, man. I'll just wait until I can get more money for my house. Okay, bub. Picture this. Picture this. Hey, we don't have the same amount of people coming to the country anymore. Imagine. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine we overbuilt condos. We're building purpose-built rentals. We're gonna put all those people that need to go into houses into something that's in the sky. Yeah. Right. All the people who are old right now, they don't need any more houses.
No.
They're either going out 2 feet first, or they're going into a condo, or they're going into a retirement home. They're not going to be buying houses. We're going to have a bunch of houses for sale over the next 10 years. Imagine this, the government's plan. When do you hear them say, let's try to make houses more expensive? Unless they're Trump. Trump did say this week that he's trying to protect the baby boomers' housing prices. He says he's got to make sure that he doesn't interrupt their retirement plan. Yeah. But once they retire and then maybe the prices are sustained just long enough for them to retire, it's possible that house prices come down.
For the next generation.
For the next however many years. Maybe maybe all of our money leaves real estate as an investment class altogether. And everyone finally just says, what the hell are we doing? We can make more money elsewhere. Real estate's not a good investment. Yeah. I'll rent. And if I'm going to buy, it better be for a great price at 25% of my gross income. Otherwise, I'm not buying it. Why is that so hard for people to understand? Why is everybody so focused on like it needs to get to unaffordable so I can sell my home? It's so frustrating talking to these sellers. I have so many people who are like, they are sellers, Darryl. They will be selling over the next couple of years, and they're waiting for the market to come back. And I'm screaming at them, telling them, I had the same conversation 2 years ago with people. They're still waiting. They're delaying their whole life because they think the market's going to come back. It may never come back. I told people that in 2022 after the market changed after 3 months, 4 months. And they said, well, when are prices going to come back? And I said, it may never come back. And they were like, impossible. How could you say that? It always comes back. Does it always come back?
It always comes back, whether or not you get there while still owning the property that needs to get there is a whole other story, right? Because we've seen that it does take some time sometimes to get from.
But in real dollars, how long is that? Because by the time the price you want comes, how much has inflation deteriorated what that money is even worth?
Chances are you can't wait. Like if you're talking and thinking about selling now, I mean, I don't know. Why are you selling in the next couple of years and not now? What could it be? I mean, some people don't want to deal with that at all. They don't want to realize that they're getting older and that they need to make those kind of decisions. They're kind of hard to make those big decisions like that especially when it's like downsizing because you can't handle living in the space that you've lived your whole fucking life in. That can't be easy to just rush into because the market might not come back, right?
Agreed. And I'm not saying anybody should rush. I'm talking about people who are saying they're ready.
Yeah, so but why the fuck are you ready now? So
wait till you're ready.
But
if you're ready now and you're like, I'm selling, I'm going to sell, and you think that waiting is the right way to be able to get more money, I'm telling you, you're wrong. I'm putting it out there right now and on the internet where you can record this, and which we are, and you can access it at any time for eternity.
Starting tomorrow.
The end of 2025. Yeah. TK Butler saying that the price that you were hoping for from 2022 is never coming back for you to be in the same position that you would have been in 2022. It's never coming back. Well, real dollars right now, we're at February 2017 pricing.
I have some evidence with data attached to it. Real data,
not just TK's
real
nonsense.
Evidence. Okay,
all right. I read between the lines there, Joe.
And well, no. But like, I actually have it. It's not just me saying like, this is how I feel things are, because because I have
my feelings are getting in the way again, Darryl. I get it.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, DK, that
all right.
I have a report that proves that in a certain category, the prices have not gone down one fucking iota.
If this is luxury condo pre-con market,
well, it is that, but it is not only that. It's the luxury, like the real luxury market. Yes. There are some people that have taken hits, right? There are definitely some, but there are most who have not, right? And a lot of it has not gone down in price. You can find examples of some people that listed it for this much, and then oh my God, they had to sell it for that much, but they still made like $7 million, right? Because they bought it.
But what about the volume? But what about the volume of those transactions? How much is that down? So maybe a few sales happened. A few sales happened, and they still happened at good pricing because nobody's desperate.
There's never volume in these price points, right? It's like, is it slower now? No. If you talk to people, now this will be anecdotal, but I do talk to people that are in this space, right? Well, I shouldn't say his name, but the guy, his business is almost in every single one of these buildings, and he's part of the sales teams in a lot of these buildings, and a lot of these buildings are not just new buildings, right? They're old buildings. As the transactions in the last 3 months has been insane, the amount of pickup, right? And again, it goes with your theory of all these boomers, or all these people are retiring, and there's going to be all these people that need to sell, and there's all these people that are looking to downsize right
wealthy
now.
as hell, like they have so much freaking money.
Not all of them.
And they're looking around. Their friends are dying at 70 years old. Some of them, right? You have friends who pass away.
Younger even.
Whatever, did different circumstances. And all of a sudden you go, what the hell am I? I'm sitting on $8 to $10 million. I'm sitting on $2 million. I'm sitting on $20 million. I'm sitting on whatever their net worth is. Like, what am I doing?
What am I
going to pass this all onto my kids? My kids are assholes. Why am I going to just let my kids have all this money? And I'm going to be living in this same bloody house I've been living in for 30 or 40 years. That's all old because I'm okay with it. I don't need to renovate it because I'm really okay with the way it is. Why don't I go and live in something nice and get something decent? And if I buy it for $4 and I lose a few $1,000,000 on it, or whatever, I buy it for $8 and I lose $2 million on it by the time I die, who cares? I'm okay still. They're not looking at it like an investment.
It's not an investment. It's just like, where do I want to live next, right? And how do I, even more importantly right now, is how do I want to live, right? Because it's not, especially after COVID. I mean, imagine how many people are going to avoid the old retirement homes, or the old folks homes, or whatever retirement
they don't even exist. They don't even exist. A nice retirement home, but like you can't even find one these days.
Well, but even if you could, and there's a few of them out there, even if you could get into them, which you can't, with by the time you get in,
you can pay the private ones that are new, like Amica and Aviva and a few other ones that are like whatever. But like some of these people have lived really good lives. They want to be in somewhere nice. They don't want to just be living somewhere just like with everybody else who just sold their $1 million home and it's going to put them through whatever 5 years at Amica. They want to be amongst the best. And I've been to some of the downtown bougie ones and all that stuff, and they're not that great.
No, they're not that great. And I think
even if you're for just like whatever,
even if you're not wealthy, even if you're just a normal average person and you have a normal income, you probably, if you saw what happened to people during COVID in those places, that whole COVID thing in the old folks' home unearthed all kinds of stuff, not just COVID stuff, like all kinds of shenanigans and horrible practices and treatment and like just craziness. And so why would you want, if you love the person, maybe if they're a pain in the fucking ass and you just need to put them somewhere to shut them the fuck up until they die, then you're cool with one of these places. And I mean, these places are full of people like that for sure. But if you love mom and dad and you want them to go somewhere comfortable and live like a good life, not sitting there.
If dad's single and he wants to mingle,
and he wants
might
to
not be
mingle,
might not be a bad place to put him.
Well, I mean, there's other places too. I mean, those places you sit in your poop for like hours because nobody really gives a shit. Like you walk in there and everybody smells like pee, right? Like if you were at home, it would be different. If you could have care at home, and I know that that's not cheap, but somebody's got to figure out a better way of doing it. Now we got these sixplexes in the neighborhoods and easy 4 or 5plexes. Hopefully somebody will grow a brain and make a 10plex easy. That's where people need to go. And you need to go into like these smaller, private, nice retirement things, maybe
in your area,
near the family, where you actually get some good care. But that doesn't exist because, like everything else, it's so goddamn expensive to provide that. Who the fuck can afford it? And the government's not going to pony up for that stuff because they're fucking broke.
So every year we raise money for a amazing organization called Emily's House. Emily's House is a children's hospice. It's something that, that's something that you don't really want to ever have to, bring your kid to. But it is there. They're downtown. We support them. We got a toy drive. We got a fundraiser. It's a really, really, really amazing opportunity for people. So you could go to our website, which is getleo.com/Emily's House. To donate. You can donate online today. We really appreciate it. Or you can go to any Remax West office and drop off toys. I'll pick them up myself and drop them off, but I appreciate it if you guys can support. I'll put a link down at the bottom in the description for anybody who's looking to support this amazing, amazing cause. We're looking to beat the record that we did last year, which was $1,000. We're trying to get to $20,000 this year, and we really appreciate your guys' support. So hold on. We were talking about luxury people who want to buy.
I think we were talking about people leaving Canada more than ever.
We were talking about people leaving Canada.
That's for sure the title of the episode. That was the topic,
right? That was the topic, and people are out of here.
Everybody's
here.
Leaving.
They're gone.
Why?
No one wants to be here. So first of all, who's leaving? Number one, who's leaving the most?
Who's leaving the most?
Yeah.
I'm guessing people that recently got status to live here and changed their fucking mind and said, I've been here forever. I can't get a job at all.
Immigrants are leaving.
And it's fucking cold.
PRs are leaving. Number one, because they're sitting here going a lot from China, but other countries as well too. They're sitting here going like, what the heck am I doing here? Yeah. I'm a slave for me to own this house. It hasn't gone up in the last few years.
Yeah.
I lost all this money on pre-construction.
Yeah.
Right. My buddies, got no work.
I'm driving a fucking Uber.
They do work very like modest jobs. You know what I mean? They're not here, running companies and things like that. Some of them are, but I'm saying like the people who are leaving are just working regular, hardworking jobs. They've been very good with their money. They've been very frugal. They've made money in real estate, right? They brought some money over here when they first came, probably from real estate, and now they worked their last 10 years, their butts off, giving their kids a great life here, but it was all because real estate made them money.
Is that the person that's leaving? It's not the person. It's not the person that came here.
Those people are leaving too, but a lot of people
for school stayed.
Those people are leaving too, but the people who've got the PRs, who've been here, who have established a life here, are now saying.
And they burned it all in the pre-con market or gambling or
that's just
an
example. They have the money, Darryl. They have the money.
Yeah.
But they're not seeing opportunity in Canada
anymore. So they're leaving again.
So they're going back to their home country that they still have strong affiliation with.
Yeah. Is that a category, a big category?
That's a huge category.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that it's a lot of disillusioned Canadians as well, like people in their mid-30s.
That's a small number. But those people who are going are best and brightest. That's the problem. They're the most impactful. Are the Canadian citizens born in Canada? Those people who are leaving, the reason they're leaving is because they have options elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's why that's such a big loss.
If you made it this far in the show and you're remote and you don't have a job and you really you want a job, you should message me. I got a great job for you. And I'm not even kidding, TK. And it can be done from anywhere, but you got to hustle. You can't just
Darryl's hiring.
But I have a job for you. It could be pretty lucrative.
Yep. Commission based.
Pretty lucrative. Commission based. Yep. Commission based. No salary. right? No base salary.
No insurance, no CPP, just commission based only. All right.
No paychecks.
Yeah, I'm not matching your RSP.
I just need a favor. Okay. Yeah. I just need a favor.
Sorry. Yeah. So anyways, I guess I could do my from the trenches a little bit here.
Oh.
My listings mostly are sold. The few that are on the market still, half a dozen or so that I have personally.
Everything's sold. Nothing had to expire or terminate. No, none of that. None of that.
Everything that I got is all like, clients are, we got to sell. So we got to find a way to get it sold. So even if it expires coming up in January, we'll get it relisted and get it sold. But activity's still there. Activity I wish I had more listings right now.
Yeah.
But I sold a lot in November and December. So.
And I'm not kidding. Like the amount of people calling for Thelma and wanting to see what we got is pretty crazy. And I mean, we don't have much to show you at the moment. We're really not out there actively selling, but people are
selling soon next year.
Maybe next year, maybe later. Maybe we won't even have to sell anything, TK. It'll just get purchased. See, I go to bed, TK, dreaming that, one morning I wake up and all the units are just sold. I
dream that I can afford a unit.
No, but not fast, right?
I do.
Like realistic.
Just so you know, to support you, I dream of being able to afford a unit.
Well, I mean, the truth be told, TK, you've been quite supportive on that deal.
Sure.
Right.
But it does start at $5.5 million.
I think it starts higher than that, actually, TK. Don't sell the building short, okay? It is the nicest building that will ever.
Whatever the number is that it starts at, it's a very high number.
It's a considerable amount of money, but to the people that we are looking to attract, TK, it is a drop in the bucket. It is an afterthought, and it is just, we want to live there. This is the right product. This looks and sounds fucking amazing, and I can do it. And it's time. And it's time, right? Because most of, if not all of the market to date for the last, I don't even know how many decades, has been just fluff and promotion and marketing. And
crappy suites.
Well, it didn't matter. Okay. It was just about that FOMO and the marketing and pictures in black and white of some lady and a reel of film going by and just leaves, It wasn't about the actual building, because what mattered was nothing other than how much is it and how much is the rent going to be on your fake fucking spreadsheet, right? And how much am I going to sell it to somebody for later?
What was the last like true luxury building in Toronto that was built? Like Four Seasons? Was that like?
No, 200 Russell Hill, Simon Hirsch's building around the corner in Forest Hill. My partner.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like a hotel. It's luxurious. It's got all the services. It's got everything that you need, right? And it's got big, beautiful custom suites.
That's sold out, right?
I think he's got one unit at the moment, right? He's got one of his smaller units that is for sale. I think he's finishing it off at the moment. I don't really know. I think there's one more there. Okay. But that is, I think, the most beautiful building that I've seen. The Four Seasons, that was so long ago, TK. That's I know, so
but that
long
was
ago.
At that time, that was the pinnacle of luxury.
Maybe at that time, but I think the Shangri-La came after that.
Shangri-La was
some people would say that that's kind of, up there. But again, inside some of the suites, they're unbelievable what some people did inside those things, right? It's insane what some people did. But they are hotels, like actual hotels. There's a lot of traffic there, right? There's people coming and going.
Yeah, like the St. Regis and all those type of places. Like, is that really where the rich want to live?
Apparently, some of them do, right?
They just park their money there from like.
Well, I know a few people, including family my family built the Four Seasons, right?
Sure. But are they living there?
He lives there still in one of the penthouses.
Maybe he has to because he built it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he definitely didn't have to. I'm sure he got it for a good price, but it is an unbelievable unit, that thing. But they're older. I don't know where you downsize from. You got to go up 70 floors every time you go home. It's got to be nutty.
If you forget your keys.
Somebody probably has a set of keys for your car there, just in case. These guys probably thought of everything the way that place
You
runs.
buy a new car on the way out.
But I know
there's my keys, and you just stop at the dealership on the way.
Yeah, or whatever. They helicopter, they drone them in for you in an hour. All of a sudden, you get Rolls Royce keys in your window on the 72nd floor.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. No, I know another guy. I know a couple of people actually that live in the Four Seasons. Yeah, I mean, it's a lifestyle, right? And some people like it. And Yorkville had a day. I think of late that day has shifted to not Yorkville, but
international students with
I don't know
their parents' money.
Sugar mamas, or what do you call them? Sugar babies.
Sugar
you got
baby.
sugar baby dolls, or you got all these fucking OnlyFans models. I mean, again, they built 600 square foot units in Yorkville all over the place, 850 square foot, 2 bedrooms. Who the fuck is going to live there? I mean, and they had to pay
sugar babies
2.4 million. Yeah. So some fucking asshole bought it for cash. So his wife doesn't know where he keeps his other toys. Right. Yeah. And so you got all these 650 square foot, not cars, because you couldn't even fit a car in half of these bloody things,
parking,
right?
No parking spot.
Forget about parking. You could not fit a car in the unit, TK. They're so tiny. It's ridiculous. So, of course, you end up with, foreign students with money, hookers, OnlyFans models, sugar babies, people that I know, they bought them and used them for their offices so that they could have a cheaper office downtown because they only needed a little bit of, you could get a 2-bedroom, buy one of these things, and it's cheaper than paying rent, right?
Yeah.
Especially like in the heart of Yorkville. But they were not built
I got
for
some commercial
people...
office space for lease in the area. And
in Yorkville?
It's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Where? Like not on the Mink, even the Mink Mile, like even the good spots are shit. Right on Yonge?
Yeah.
Yonge in Yorkville?
Just right in that pocket there. Yeah.
Wow, and it's dead? Well, what are you asking for? How much is the rent?
0 units are leasing in that whole entire building.
What is this, a new building?
No, old building.
Old building?
Yeah, so high TMI, needs lots of work. Just
what's the rent? What's the rent?
Well, I mean, you're gonna be looking gross, probably like $30 a foot or something like that. It's decent.
That doesn't seem very high for that location.
Yeah.
And the TMI?
Regardless,
$800 a month.
What you're trying to say is
per foot.
What you're trying to say is, no, I'm talking about gross, right? So what you're trying to say though is that people who wanted that Yorkdale office space have a bunch of options for small condos.
Well, I mean, you're technically not allowed to do that, and if you get caught,
but if they need a place downtown where they just want to be able to go to every day and make some calls and freaking twiddle their thumbs and look out the window, they can get one in Yorkdale for $1,000 a foot resale.
Yeah, somebody should
$600,000 Yorkville condo.
We should buy some of these like under pressure condos and turn them into like little WeWorks around downtown. You need an office here.
Boom. You don't even need to buy it. Just go and rent one.
Rent one and then re-rent it on.
Just get it in the contract. It's like an Airbnb contract. So you just say to the landlord, "This is what I'm doing with it. You're okay with this? I'll give you good rent. I'll cover everything. I'll give you rent deposits, whatever you need me to do. I'll make sure everything's under control."
Somebody will take that, and somebody will make money.
Definitely against zoning, it's definitely against zoning bylaws.
Yeah, so is the Airbnb half the time. No. Isn't that against the rules? Airbnb?
No, there's some condo boards that allow it. There's a good website that you can go to that gives you all the buildings that allow Airbnb.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, TK, I think
figure anything out today. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
This is a 2020. This is the last episode of 2025.
We should have done predictions. That would have been smart to do some predictions, but I guess we'll do them in the next episode. We'll do some predictions. We're going to predict all kinds of stuff, TK. I'm going to have a list of questions for you for your predictions next week.
All right. I'm going to be prepared. Well, I'm not going to be prepared.
You can't be prepared.
Those questions.
You're going to answer those questions.
I'm prepared to answer any question you ask me.
Maybe we'll get a special guest to ask those questions, and we'll both answer them, TK.
Nice.
Maybe we'll get a fan of the show. Yeah, maybe we'll get a fan of the show to ask us questions. Maybe we'll get multiple fans of the show to ask multiple questions, TK. That's where it's at.
That would be cool. Especially fans who nobody really knows what they look like, but they're actually willing to appear on our show. special guests.
That would be cool.
We had D. Trent already. We could probably have somebody else. I love it.
Yeah, we had D. Trent. We could have somebody else. I wonder who's next, TK. I wonder who's next.
Whoever comments the most this week's episode, maybe.
Maybe. Well, that's clearly not going to be me because TK, I'm on vacation, regardless of whether or not I'm in Mexico. I'm out. I'm like checked out. I don't normally check out.
Where are we going to record from? You're going to record from Mexico next week?
Oh, yeah. Did we talk about, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out maybe on our own time.
Well, when am I going?
Guys, if you're still watching, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us in 2025. Thank you for continuing to support us by buying merch, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends, buying the merch, and then wearing the merch. We love you guys.
I feel like nobody actually does that. See you
next year. Oh, I was in Dominican and I was wearing a Canadian Real Estate Show shirt and somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, Canadian Real Estate Show."
And they said that because they watched the show or because they read the shirt?
He just read the shirt. He had no idea what it was.
Awesome. That's the best. When that happens, that's the best.
I was like, I'm from Canada. I think he was like from like Latin America or something.
Right. He's like practicing reading in English. Arrivederci. Adios.
Hasta luego.
Hasta la vista, baby.